Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It's the 20th of August and I've done so late already, so I can't even wait for things to be perfect. So whatever I normally do to start up the live videos, I'm doing it with you here because, well, I'm running late, 9 minutes late. And yeah, so spread the word now. Let them know that we're here. Let's share it up, share the video, because the more times you put it in your own news feed, the more people get access to it. Click like the video, they get that as a notification too. This is not me begging for likes and shares, this is me asking you to help get the message out. Good evening, Sharon. Good evening, Prudence. People, when you send me voice clips, I want you to understand. When you send me on WhatsApp, I hope the people who sending me this listening. When you send me videos without a description, I don't watch it. When you send me voice notes without a description, I don't click play. I literally do not have the time to be fighting up between every nonsense thing that is sent out outside there now. And they have so much stuff, and I'm not trying to diss it, I'm just saying, if you think that it is something that I need to be paying attention to, please give me a description now. Give me a description for what it is. Anyway, went to the gym tonight and did an excellent workout with my training partner. And when I got to the gym, I got a bag from a very decent gentleman who was on his land picking his produce and dropped a breadfruit and a, you call a junker pumpkin for me. So I take it straight by my mother one time. Tomorrow I'm going looking for saltfish. Yeah? Right, the real thing. Anyway. Share the video, share the video, share the video. Please. Thank you.
They say me country so stressed.
sound long. And we're going to let it run till the next, what, 2 minutes. Anyway, I hate that. Anywho, who came up with that? Good evening, Francis Plaza, Helen Montandon. Good evening, my friend from Switzerland, Andy Suku. Nazir Mohammed is watching. Good evening, Nazir. Scott Timmy. Scott become one of the usual suspects every night. Teresa said, JC not home, working late, so he say. Dave, go and find your boy. Anyway, so, all you know, all you kind of start back this live video thing every night. That's what they do. Because I realize it, that's what's going on. I take a break, and instead of getting a break, all you're back to doing this live video thing every night. So what is going on? We have to have a meeting and discuss this. We're talking about having a meeting. Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Last week, Saturday, the crowd was so impressive and the conversation was so inspiring. We started at 10 last week, Saturday, and went till 3. 5 hours, and watch me, meeting didn't want to end. When you're having a meeting, when the people who in the meeting don't want the meeting to stop, and we talking to these same people all the time. It's just so inspiring. Last week, Saturday, was inspiring. The Progressive Empowerment Party feels like it's on the move. They have some stuff going to be announced. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because Shari Wilson is the party organizer, and they're going to have a press release of some promotions that is taking place on the ground. And that's the most I can tell you, because I can't take that away from Shari and PRO Janice Lemon Creaky, who I know is working together with the communications team to organize. So just know, exciting stuff happening. Well, so this Saturday at noon, this Saturday at noon is the meet and greet. We have it every Saturday, and it is open to the public. It is open to the entire public, the entire country of Trinidad and Tobago. If you would like to come and just sit in on the meeting, and while the meeting going on, cake sharing, Usha Debidine's birthday, and she bring a cake, and as usual, cake for everybody. So it was nice. You know, it's that kind of family sessions that reminds you why we in this, what we doing this for. We're doing this for better Trinidad and Tobago. Anyway, so this Saturday at noon is open to the public. Come by. But, and this is the important thing, if you would like to be a part of the actual machine that is the Progressive Empowerment Party, come down at 10 or anytime between 10 and 11. Come down and come and volunteer for one of the teams. Come and tell them what you could do, what you're capable of doing. They find a space for you one time, because it's amazing. And you just have to see it, experience it, feel it. Yeah. I tired you above for trying to take a break. I tired you above. I tired of people blowing up my phone, stopping me when they see me, or you can't take no break. All I wanted was a little vacation. That's all I wanted. I've been doing this non-stop for 19 months. All I wanted was a switch off. As wake up in the morning to hear what this bunch of clowns do last night. And it's so much, and it's all the time, and it's all the networks that send me all the WhatsApps of all the things that's going on all the time, you know? And it's just, I wanted a little break. Anyway, they twist it, they turn it, they make it all kind of thing. Listen, the Progressive Empowerment Party is not one of those slap together alphabets that don't last. In 19 months, the country has been reduced to 3 parties: the PEP, the PNM, and the UNC. Now the PNM know why they're fighting so hard to keep me off radio and TV. I just found out last week that the show that we do on a Thursday, myself and Robert Amar, is one of the biggest talk shows on radio right now. Just that little Thursday show. And that's all I have. One show. Trying to get some funds to buy drive time. I mean, we dominate social media. We are the 800-pound gorilla on social media. But traditional media is important too. And as much as I know, that the owners and the compromised journalists among the ranks have no interest in promoting me, my message, or the PEP, I still have to put out an olive branch. And people want to hear me say that I am willing to work with anybody who wants a better country. But if you don't know that by now, you're following the wrong man. 2 nights ago, I share a Rhoda Barrett post. Rhoda Barrett. I am only interested in a better country. That's the purpose of this. That's why we do this, all of us. We're doing this for a better country. We're not doing this to divide the races. The race is already divided. We live in a country that the advertising agencies to sell cigarette and alcohol is telling the Ganges reach the Nile. The Ganges don't reach the Nile. They've divided and separated us politically to their own exploitation. Did not use that word for a while. But that's what's going on. They're exploiting this country. Dave, everybody got Gary's number. Thanks a lot for sharing it. The exploitation of this country is what they're all about. It's what they're all about. And we need to undo that. This, like my boy Dave. Dave he has vision. He sees past bullshit. I don't like to see him get caught up in just old talk. Because Dave, I know Gary's your boy. I know Spa. But serious. Get in the conversation. Dave, you're a thought leader. People need guidance. We can laugh and joke and make as much bacchanal. But the truth of the matter is, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have been deliberately dumbed down. I wanted to ask, I don't think I named this video. I wanted to ask Williams, where Bill here, boy? Because you were the one that got the responsibility to set the country up. Where Bill here? How come these people could thief with impunity and not be brought to justice? How come? How come there is no law demanding that triggers an investigation into Keith Rowley, Stuart Young, and the rest of the band involved in the corrupt Galleons Passage acquisition? They just parked the Galleons Passage next to 6 boats that Colm Inwood buy with Trinidad dollars that just wasted. Because these fellas just have to buy boat to get the kickback and the commission, you know. That's what's going on. Because they can't be so stupid and we can't be so stupid. We can't keep voting people into office who don't know how to buy a boat. Because you don't have to know how to buy a boat. You don't have to go to Australia and China and Japan to look at boats yourself. That's not your job. The Prime Minister's job is to make sure the right people are in the right position to do the job properly. But that's not what goes on in Trinidad and Tobago. And why is there no public official in Trinidad and Tobago that is seizing on the information that we put in the public space? More than 50% of the regional corporations have said outright that Kiss Baking Company is openly breaking the law. And we're putting that information out there months now. They have no permission, they have no authority, they have no easement, they have no license, they have no lease, they have nothing. They are breaking the law and nobody's taking any action. How come there is no public office holder to go to Keith Rowley and ask him, who else besides you in the cabinet took that $3 million to spend on Maxi Coffee? Money that you do not have the authority to spend and money that he is not entitled to receive. Who else was in part of that corrupt theft? Because I can't think of another reason that you could just pick up people's money and hand it to Maxi Coffee. It's like Rowley was going through the mall with Maxi and you there with your 2 children and Maxi say, oh, go on boy, my belly rumbling. And Rowley come and take your children 2 hamburgers and hand Maxi. That good enough for you? Where about again? Because that's what he did. He took things that does not belong to him and gave it to somebody who is not entitled to receive it. I am not saying that we can have compassion, you know. But they have 1.4 million people in this country, and public health in Trinidad and Tobago is a shithole. If Maxi Coffee is entitled to free money for medical help, what happened to everybody else? What happened to everybody else? Maxi Coffee come down here and stunt for them. Look at reach. We paying you to reach. You cannot do the job. You can no longer function as a member of parliament, but the Speaker of the House is not calling the House to order and saying to the Prime Minister, we have a problem. Because the House of Representatives is being drawn into odium, bacchanal, disrepute. We are paying a salary to a man who, for all intents and purposes, cannot do the job. Why is there no public official, no office in this country to call the Speaker of the House of Representatives to account? How come? How come there is no way in Trinidad and Tobago to fire a bandit Prime Minister? Because Galleon's Passage and Maxi Coffee is banditry. There are no other words. Let's get it in a court of law. Let's try and get it before a judge. Your Honor, where is the authority upon which the Prime Minister relied to shut down the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, grab his pals, and go and spend Trinidad money willy-nilly without oversight? Where is that? Where is that authority that the Prime Minister relied on to call his cabinet, his ride or die? If you all don't know what the cabinet is basically the Prime Minister's most trusted friends that are ministers. He pull them in a little closer to stamp a kind of authority on decisions, but it's all bullshit. Because if you're not agreeing with the Prime Minister, he'll fire you. So you're literally there as a name to say like, all of them agree, so it had to be right. But it's wrong. It's wrong. They were saying, right is right, even if nobody doing it. And wrong is wrong, even if everybody doing it. When the cabinet ministers didn't say, Prime Minister, you have no authority under law to take money from the treasury and hand it to Maxi Coffee. You have no authority under law. You are breaking the law. They didn't. And there is nobody that they could call on the phone and say, hey, I just sat down in a cabinet meeting, and the cabinet note that came out of that meeting was that the cabinet conspired to steal $3 million. It's $3 million. That man will make a jail in this country for $2. This is $3 million. Andre Lochan asked, what law? Andre, that is not enough. You're a citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You are a shareholder in this business, in this enterprise. You are a stakeholder in the treasury. It is your country. You need to not just make jokes. You need to ask the questions that I am asking. How is it possible that Herbert Volney could be walking around town expatiating politically when he took responsibility for hijacking the parliament to corrupt a law to free financiers wanted for criminal enrichment, corruption, and money laundering? If at the very least the charge was misbehavior in public office, Herbert Volney should have been charged. He should have been charged with a lot of other things. But the UNC and the PNM seem to be very good at making fools of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So they march for Section 34 and they play musical chairs in the parliament, but they thieving our money. Because that money was the Piarco Airport inquiry. That Ish and Steve and Brian Gill and Brian Friend and Brian Cousin, all of them. The Airport 9, the Airport 12, the Airport 14. This is a country where maritime insurance was charged as a criminal, as a suspect in a criminal matter. Northern Construction. And Northern Construction still getting contracts. We cannot continue to pretend like Mommy who called it Kareem when God Christopher was interviewing. They tell Kareem, you keep doing what you're doing, Kareem. You keep doing it. Like somehow Mommy think that the PNM side of Trinidad could stay afloat if the rest sink. Mommy, it don't work so. It's a whole ship or nothing. And this whole country sinking. And at no time, Mommy, at no time did the PNM give you what you were entitled to, regardless of what handouts or easements or head rub you get, Mommy. Like the lady who's following me on every radio station and tell me, Kamla, give me eye drops. Kamla, give me a food card. Listen, it didn't come out of Kamla handbag. It come out of the treasury. I was in a gym and I watching Conrad Enel when Manning was Prime Minister saying, what these people want again, I get them free passage on the bus, I get them free passage on the boat. I said, Conrad, you're sounding like a jackass. You're a minister, a public servant. Are you paying it out of your wallet? Stop sounding like a fool. You're making mockery of this thing. You have a job. You preside over decisions. And what is supposed to happen is that those decisions come with accountability and responsibility, but not in the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic of do what the hell you like land. So you could fire the Superfast Glacier and shut down the Port Authority and go and buy a boat that can float. And to ask with Trinidad and Tobagonians, to hell with all you. And all you want to go and make a police report because a fake rasta get real wetting. Where's the police report for the Galleon's passage? Where's the police report for Maxi Coffee money? Where's the police report for Herbert Volney? Where's the police report for Basdeo Pandey, who have all kind of questions to answer with Clico and the airport, and still talking about forming party? What kind of mad-ass country we living in? Captain Cleaver Heights and Landate is your prime minister. A man who swore for 31 years, swore for 31 years of his entire political career, deceived the nation, the parliament, the government, deceived the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Keith Christopher Rowley, by his utterances and his signature, lied, openly lied. Keith Rowley, every year that he signed his documents for the Integrity Commission and for the Parliament, at the bottom, when it said before his signature, these facts I hold to be true to the best of my knowledge, when it asked him how many children he had, he said 2. The day after the election, he gave 2 more grown men, full grown men. Sharon, his wife, is his co-conspirator. She is his liar assistant. She helped that. His whole family now are looked at as deceivers because they all knew that Keith Rowley was lying and they helped him lie. And everybody, every single one of them, when I exposed Garth as his son, Dane Wilson say, come on a thread and say, so what if we have an extra son? Call me, but come on the thread and say, Dane Wilson, you know what you're talking about? You talking about Keith Rowley having more children? You know what you're talking about? And call him, but another liar. Knew he was lying. These people do not care. They do not care. Faris teach PNM to lie. What bullshit you talking, whoever just write that? Faris wasn't even thought of when Eric Williams invented the land of deceit. Faris and them just inherit it. The PNM is a criminal conspiracy of corruption and theft. The UNC is its mirror image. The country is broken and divided by race. And we, the people, walking around thinking that you could cure cancer with a heart attack. Somebody said the other day, if Kamala is the answer, what the hell is the question? The only thing Kamala did was facilitate by the criminality and incompetence in her own government, facilitate a Keith Rowley rise to power. In no other nation in the world could somebody like Keith Rowley be your prime minister. No other nation, nowhere. But the open banditry and theft going on in the PNM right now is destroying it. And they want to fire him. Believe that? They want to fire Keith Rowley while he is prime minister. The PNM don't like their leader. They never did. Some Kabbalists, some financiers, a small handful that had access to some questionable money, washed the PNM and distracted the members. The members of the PNM, when you see Fitzgerald Hines get wet with that water and beat him, that is a symptom of an entire party that wants nothing to do with anything associated with Keith Rowley. If they don't pack maxi and pay people to come to meetings, meetings don't happen. Meetings don't happen. And we're 19 months old and we already drawing crowd. We're 19 months old and we pull more votes than the PNM could have pulled when it was 19 months old. I know where we are and where we're going. I listen to all the bullshit and it fall off me like water on a duck back. Water on a Rasta man here. The truth of the matter is, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago, it always comes down to us. What passes for a country now is our doing. We've allowed this to happen. We in our comfort zone. Somebody say, once your fridge full, frig everybody else. Westmoreans walking around with the illusion that they have a better life because they are comparing themselves to Beta. So you may have a better life than Beta, but you're living in a third world, cesspool, shithole, failed nation, narco state, banana republic, and your only saving grace is that they have people worse off than you. Imagine that. Goodwood Park pissing on Westmoreans. Westmoreans pissing on St. James. St. James pissing on Woodbrook. Woodbrook pissing on East Port of Spain. East Port of Spain pissing on Beta Mancilons. So that is the piss down, I guess. That's how we trickle down economics. That's how we trickle down politics. Because all of us living in the same shit. The people in Westmoreans may be driving a more expensive car, hitting the same potholes, stuck in the same traffic, have no real freedom. As the skies start to get a little dark, you're trying to find your family and account for everybody because the nation broken. The people of Westmoreans and St. James and Woodbrook paying the same price of food that the people at Cocorit and Scarnage paying. They may have a little more money, but they're not getting to save their money and they're not getting value for their money. They live in the same country where we export more than we import, because don't let them fool you with the bullshit that we import more than we export, you know. If that was true, Trinidad shut down last week, Tuesday at 4 in the morning. We export more than we import because that's how we live. We live on oil and gas. Every single business, even Charles Chocolate and Chubby, that you think exporting, all of them living off Petrotrin and NGC. That's the whole country, right there. We do nothing else but export oil and gas. Nothing else. That's what we do. Our combined and total private sector exports can't fund a hospital. It's still a joke. We've never done it properly. So nobody can explain to me why our dollar is 1/7 of a US while the Bajans have a 2-to-1 rate. They have nothing. They export jack. All they have is tourism. Now we could have more tourism than Barbados because Tobago has more tourist product raw than Barbados ever could. But massa they done in Trinidad and Tobago. We ain't want to make grasshoppers and serve tea. So we will suck salt and dead like fools rather than engage in the #1 industry in the world now, tourism. Trinidad and Tobago is broken by deliberate design. The people who benefit from it, you don't have, they don't go through what you go through. They have speed dial numbers to get themselves through traffic. I have seen enough private vehicles being led through traffic by police cars to know we ain't really running this country like a country. And every other nation, China know this is a bullshit republic. China come in here to plunder Trinidad. Like how the British plundered Trinidad, China come to replunder. China come here to colonize Trinidad. They're invading. They're not invading. They're loaning. Look some money borrow, build a Napa Sapa Tapa. But hire our companies and pay them to build it. So you pay Chinese companies with Chinese money to build Napa Sapa Tapa, Taruba, Kuva, and you're still owing the Chinese all the money. That is a slow but certain invasion. China is taking over Trinidad and Tobago. The French are here. The French see this bullshit republic from a mile away. Flyover, overpass, tunnel, but you name it now, we go up, down, sideways and through. Why widen the road in Carnage when you could build, what they was calling it? What Cameron them was calling it? Because they sell these bullshit artists quickly. It would, we could build it a causeway. We could build it for 2 billion. But if we build it for 7, we will organize through the IDB and borrow 6. We will guarantee the loan. So you will be paying it 10 years, 20 years down the road. They will forget. You will tell them, it's not money we spending from the treasury. It's a loan. That is the bullshit again, Trinidadians. So foolish. Go island finance and borrow money to play mass for 2 days. For 2 days of fun, you work for the next 12 months to pay it back. And posting on Facebook that I'm missing it and the memories was worth it. The memories ain't worth it. The memories ain't worth it. You're catching your ass to pay your bills, but false pride have you posing to fool people who don't like you anyway. They don't care about you, but you like jackass borrowing money. If I can't pay for it cash, I don't want it. I only have a credit card because of Netflix. If I can't pay for it cash, keep it. Keep it. This is a country that build fence, standards, American stores, courts. That is 4 that can't import enough furniture. By the time they get our ass in print, we looking to buy new. It finished payoff. Well, we go back into debt again. Because we're jackasses like that. That's us. The people of Trinidad and Tobago. We deficit finance a Kuva hospital and a Taruba stadium. And we don't care. We deficit finance in hospitals in Point 14 and Arima that we do not need. Hear me again. That we will never need. When they tell you about how much beds missing, it is deliberate. Run one hospital properly before you build the next one. But we can't do that. And we the people don't know how to stand up for that. We get stand up for bullshit. We can get vexed over sorry skate. Yes, get vexed for that. But Christ, if you see that you have the power to turn a stunting jackass of a prime minister around 180 degrees, he and his Bamsi flies Chot Young, who both of them say nothing wrong with it. Look at Satmaraj. They leave Satmaraj hanging like a drawers. Because now Satmaraj, who jump out his pruny old self to say nothing wrong with it, is the only ass left, like the cheese, standing alone. Trinidad and Tobago, look we. Look we. This is we. Getting royally vexed over the wrong things. How do we go forward as a nation if we're capable of accepting that much wrongdoing continuously and not have the self-respect the patriotism, the civic mindedness, the integrity, the decency, the love of country, the love of family and self and loved ones to stand up and say, that wrong. Mommy, Kareem was talking a mile of shit on God's show tonight, and you calling in to defend his mile of shit? You should have shown up there with a shovel and a bag and told you should have taken it with you when all he was leaving. This country is broken by deliberate design. We have too much mommy defending the PNM and too much tanty defending the UNC when all of them sucking salt and burying children and grandchildren in a nation that is failed by deliberate design. If we do not fix it, all them stories that all leaders tell about Venezuela, brace for it when your wife and your girl children have to take foreign man to feed you. Brace for it. Brace. The Venezuelans that we get in Trinidad and Tobago, them are sufferers, you know. Them is a lawyer and doctor and university students who trying to just survive. Them are sufferers from Venezuela. Serving in the bar, serving you at the table. Packing, you ever see them work? You ever watch the work ethic of the Venezuelans? Hunger has caused that. Fright has caused that. When you see your entire nation collapse, when you find yourself negotiating for rat meat because they have no protein in your diet, when you reach to that, you will swim to get to a next man land, and they have no work you wouldn't do. Nothing. Once food come in, once you could feed your family, there's nothing. And perhaps, and maybe because we've never had to fight to deserve our country, maybe this is our destiny. Maybe we have to go through a period of intense suffering and hunger to understand what we had. We spent $3 trillion in 56 years. And I've said it before. Somebody said, Philip, I did the math and I am sad that if 1,000,000 seconds is 11 days and 1,000,000,000 seconds is 31 years, 3 trillion seconds is 93,000 years. We've spent, if we were spending $1 a second, we took 93,000 years worth of money and spent it in 56. Let me tell you what 93,000 years ago, 93,000 years is. 2,000 years ago, Christ was here. 10,000 years ago, the pyramids was built. 20,000 years ago, man was walking like apes. We reached 93,000 years in the future. Spend out your great-grandchildren money. China is here to collect, to levy on everything of value in this country, to keep paying for the bullshit, shiny shillings and bright baubles that we bought. Kamala want to march for the Cuba hospital. Kamala, you know what you're doing that? You know what you're saying, you know. The people of this country, you have taken them for a ride. You all have taken them for granted. You all have taken advantage of them to your own selfish betterment. And we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we really, really have to wake the frig up.
Hey, senor, you see anything that here is fast here? You must know that. Big fat man is plenty blue money in the pocket. You don't see that, senor? No, man.
It was Mexico that them was talking about. Them rich Trinidadians show me this whole Eldorado thing. They here living like love, but they want to live there like king.
And they get a little money in the pocket, they hide in the Canada. And when you miss them stamp and them,
they start sent us Panama.
Go to Panama. I got to go to Panama, mama. What is it they have over there? Making really just gone clear. Some say that they gone away.
in this Papi Show land, nearly everything is a Papi Show. And I play it for that line because that's my favorite, most quoted line by David Rudder. In this Papi Show land, everything is a Papi Show. Where we going, Trinidad and Tobago? Where we going? Where we going? We liming for free? Where we going? Let's be honest with ourselves and our future. Our lives will slow and come to an end. Before that happens, we have to live in this country that you cannot rely on water, you cannot rely on medicine. Do you know that as you get older, the percentage of your salary or your wages or your savings that is spent on healthcare increases exponentially and dramatically? People in the retirees and the elders, they spend more on medicine than food in this country where they could do what they want, and it's getting worse. If you don't fix it now, your future self will suffer. Your children will suffer. And if you don't get out of Trinidad and Tobago and find a place to retire and to raise your family, dog eat your supper. Trinidad and Tobago is a broken, bent and damaged nation. We're in deep, dark and murky waters. Regardless of what they try to tell you, the UNC in meltdown, the PNM pulling apart itself, and all of that is theft. All of that. And we're telling you, come let us build a better vehicle. Every Saturday at noon, we've been doing this for 19 months. Every Saturday at noon, come out, come out. And to those who say that you don't understand the policies or you would like to get some more information, or even if you want to challenge them or challenge me, come out. Saturdays at noon. Anthony Sinanan, somebody just gave me some information and I shared it in the Toronto thing. And I want you to link up with Listra Manu because she's the one sharing it. There is you'll see it on the Toronto thread about a picnic. Yeah, so back on point. I have to do so many things. This Saturday at noon is a special Saturday because we are ramping up our mobilization efforts. In preparation, we are advancing and starting to put screening in place in all of the constituencies because there is a possibility that we could get an election very, very soon. And if that is possible, if that happened, all you know what you gotta do, red crapo, yellow crapo, same handful of salt, all you know what all you have to do. Vote them out. Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you are to be. Use it well before it is too late. That is what he sang 30 years ago. You could imagine if Trinidad and Tobago had taken all of those people who were ringing the alarm bells all those years ago seriously. You could imagine what this country might have been if we had saved 30 years of oil money. You could imagine what we could have had as a Trinidad and Tobago.
If it is that who you're voting, ready or not out. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the proven to be your equal amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Stay your
Please share the video. Let's get the information out there. At the end of the day, this is not about getting a job for Phil. Phil likes to relax. Phil likes to take it easy. Phil doesn't desperately want a public office or a contract or an easement. Phil is just here to try and bring the message out to get as many people awoke, informed, educated, and empowered. People who have knowledge make better choices. It's called an informed choice. We have a responsibility to our selfish selves to make sure that we are surrounded by people equally awoke so that their decisions don't make our lives hard. Because that's what's going on. Trinidad and Tobago is a nation of victims. We've been abused for 56 years. It is time, it is way beyond time, it is well past time that we stood up and did better, said better, knew better, and changed the national conversation. Tell people, oh gosh, miss us with the bullshit now. Save us with the deflection, the misdirection, the distraction, and the noise. Let me talk fact. If we spent $17 billion in the last 2 years on national security and 1,000 people still get murdered, what the ass we doing? What we doing? If we spent $50 billion on education in the last decade for half of the children who go to school to fail, what we doing? If we spent $60 billion on public health for your granny and your mommy and you to go and sit down in casualty and pray rosary beads and hope and beg to get a bed and hope and beg that the bed that you get not smelling of piss and hope and beg that you can get a sheet for the bed. How could we have this as a country? How could we be living this ignobility, this total and complete misery? How could we be living in a country where every single citizen reliably believes that every public servant and public office holder is corrupt and is stealing money? How could we live in a country where that is our reality and we don't join together and 1.4 million of us demand better? How come? that suffer the consequences of all of these bad choices. It is we that get in jam in the bank, jam in traffic, jam in the grocery, jam right wrong. We should change the name of Trinidad and Tobago to Jam and Jam. Because that's all that we get in. For all we vote, for all we support, for all your red and ready and yellow and unsteady, is jam after jam after jam. You don't want a better country? This is how you do it. Stand up, stand together. We could do this.
People must come first.
Citizens by right. None of we are worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A land that grows. And one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show. When you're voting, vote them wrong. Vote them wrong. If it is that avarice is all they seem to know. When you're voting, vote them wrong. Vote them wrong.
If it is their politics, it's just a puppy show. When elections day come,
All bandits must go.
vote them to yellow. All 41. Empty the parliament. Fire all. Fire everybody. Terminate the rain. You could be Hindu, Muslim, Orisha, Christian. It doesn't matter. We are in the same boat. We are on the same dot in the ocean. We're suffering under the same corruption, mismanagement, and noise. We're living in a failed nation. Nobody is happy. We have to get drunk, stoned, and high to get through the average day. Nobody loving Trinidad and Tobago. Nothing here feels real, feels workable, feels sensible. Nothing feels planned. We live as if we're making decisions on the hoof. They wake up in the morning and say, buy a boat, buy a plane, try this, do that. Nobody even understands what is the legislative agenda of the parliament. I can't remember when last I heard from the Attorney General. Is he around? Does he still have a job? Is he part of the imps cabal that Rowley seems to be fighting? What is going on in Trinidad and Tobago? We are, somebody said people are constantly stressed. That is true. When you leave Trinidad and Tobago, the first couple days, you find yourself slowly relaxing. Muscles that you didn't realize are tensed 24/7 in this country. Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to hear this and hear this well. We have created some of the greatest minds and thinkers in the world. CNN can't stop talking about V.S. Naipaul. That's a Trini. He may have hated what this country became, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He went on to be one of the greatest writers in history. They will never forget him. V.S. Naipaul, own that. Own Nicki Minaj too, own that. But they cannot be what they need to be if they stay in Trinidad and Tobago. Why must that be so? Why must it be that our people could only thrive if they leave Trinidad and Tobago? Why can't we fix here so that everybody can maximize their potential? Why hope and opportunity are not the nation's watchwords? Why aren't we trying to make sure that like a rising tide lifts all boats, that every single person in Trinidad and Tobago are treated with the same equality, justice, and respect? Why can't we get a government that understands that the well-being of all citizens is the function, reason, and purpose of government and why they have a job? If we could get there, if we could wake up as a people and stand together for a better country, we could fix this. I said yesterday, any prime minister could have cleaned up the police service and secure the nation's borders. Crime would have ended overnight. Any prime minister could have done that. Williams, Chambers, Robbie, Manning, Pandey, Kamala, Rowley. Any of them could have done it. Not one did. Why? Why? Trinidad is a dot in the ocean. They secure the United States of America. They secure Russia. Russia is the biggest country in the world. They secure Africa. Come on, man. Why we can't secure Trinidad and Tobago? Anyway, 347-4PEP is the hotline. peptrinbago@gmail.com. peptt.com is the website. PEP app, PEP is the app. We have a channel, a YouTube channel. Maya, could you put up the YouTube channel for them to see? We're having a barbecue on the 29th of next month. Satish Ramsaran, Felicia Holder, reach out to them and all the members selling tickets. We are organizing a crime symposium in the West that is coming soon. So if you would like to be a part of the organization of that, we're coming in the West. We don't really come in the West much, but we're coming in the West for this. We start a crime symposium, and then we go into Mova, Beetham, Laventille, and Silots to talk jobs and home ownership. This time we educated, informed, and empowered the people, liberated, emancipated them from the mental slavery of the madness of PNM and UNC. You want a better country? Decide. Decide to say, I want a better country, I want a better life, I want a better job. I want to be able to leave my house open and sit on the porch. I don't want to have to be painting wrought iron on Christmas time. I don't want to have tank and pump ringing in my ears so I can have some water to bathe. Come on, man. We know better, we could do better. Why are we not doing it? That is what I do not understand. Trinidad and Tobago, you want a better country? Stand together. It starts now. This Saturday noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Join us. Until we speak again, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.